In the dimly lit basement of an old, decaying mansion, a group of devoted followers gathered around their leader, Charles Blackwood. It was the late 1960s, a time of peace and love, but deep within the walls of this cult, something sinister lurked. Charles Blackwood had a magnetic presence, his piercing eyes and charismatic charm drawing people in like moths to a flame. He preached about enlightenment and eternal life, promising his followers salvation if they followed his every command. They willingly surrendered their minds and bodies to him, believing he held the key to immortality. But as the cult grew stronger, so did Charles's hunger for power. He became obsessed with the idea of escaping death, convinced that he could cheat mortality and reign over his followers for eternity. Desperate to achieve this, he delved into dark and forbidden rituals, sacrificing innocent lives to appease the sinister forces he believed would grant him eternal life. One fateful night, as the cult gathered in their secret basement, Charles prepared for the ultimate sacrifice. He had chosen a young woman, pure of heart, to be the vessel for his immortality. As her life force drained away, Charles chanted ancient incantations, his voice growing louder and more distorted with each passing moment. But something went horribly wrong. The ritual, fueled by dark magic, unleashed a malevolent force that engulfed Charles and his followers. The walls of the basement shook violently, screams of agony and terror reverberating through the air. When the chaos finally subsided, all that remained was an empty basement, devoid of life. Years passed, and the mansion fell into ruin. Locals whispered of its dark history, warning others to steer clear of the cursed place. But the legend of Charles Blackwood refused to die. Rumors circulated that his spirit had survived, trapped within the decaying walls, waiting for an opportunity to return. One stormy night, a group of curious teenagers decided to explore the abandoned mansion. Armed with flashlights and daring spirits, they ventured into the darkness, unaware of the horrors that awaited them. As they descended into the basement, a sense of unease washed over them, but their curiosity pushed them forward. Suddenly, a chilling wind swept through the basement, extinguishing their flashlights. In the pitch-black darkness, they heard whispers, faint at first but growing louder and more menacing. Panic took hold as they realized they were not alone. Shadows danced in the corners, and cold fingers brushed against their skin. Then, a voice, deep and haunting, echoed through the basement. It was Charles Blackwood, his words filled with malice and hunger. He spoke of his escape from death, his twisted desire to claim their souls and join his legion of followers in the afterlife. The teenagers screamed, desperately clawing their way back towards the stairs, but the doors slammed shut, trapping them inside. In the suffocating darkness, the presence of Charles Blackwood grew stronger. His followers, long dead, materialized around the terrified teenagers. Their eyes glowed with an otherworldly light as they closed in, their hands reaching out, ready to drag their victims into eternal damnation. To this day, the abandoned mansion stands as a chilling reminder of the horrors that transpired within its walls. The legend of Charles Blackwood lives on, a cautionary tale of the dangers of blind devotion and the terrifying consequences of escaping death.